What's up guys, my name is Chris, or TaintedCatalyst, and today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. It is against Rubixlx0 from Smogon. I don't have a YouTube page for him, so unfortunately there's not a link to it, obviously, in the description. My question of the day for you today is, what is your favourite movie of all time? I know it's not Pokemon related, but I figured it doesn't always have to be, and obviously I'm going to run out of questions with that soon. For me, as you can see on the screen there, it is Leon, or sometimes known as The Professional. It is a movie starring John Reno, Gary Oldman and Natalie Portman, and he's a hitman, and it's just a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend watching it. That and The Fifth Element. That's another one that's up there. It's a very good movie. Anyway, I've got a couple of things to talk about at the end of the video, so if you would please stick around for that after the match, then I will talk about it. But for now, we're just going to get straight into the game. Okay. So I actually just recorded this audio, and I just really wasn't a fan of it. It wasn't very good. Anyway, I led off with my Archeops, and he leads with his Registeel, and I had to go for the EQ because I know that this thing is really powerful, Archeops that is, and I didn't think there was much he could really do to me. And so I just go for it, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but with the paralysis, I don't want to risk it, and I don't want to, have a paralysis kick in and then him restore too much HP that I can't kill him with 3-hit KO. And I know he's going to do the Stealth Rock on this turn, and so I switch to my Articuno, just so that I can use the Heal Bell before obviously switching into a Stealth Rock and taking half the damage. And basically Archeops at this point I knew would be a pretty useful Pokemon to me, and I didn't want Articuno to die from switching in, losing half his HP and then taking a hit and dying. And he goes for another T-Wave on my Articuno. And at first I wasn't too bothered. I was like, it's not the worst thing that this thing's paralyzed, but at the same time then I was like, there's nothing he can do to me at this point, and I may as well get rid of the paralysis because I know that this thing is quick. It's not the slowest bulky Pokemon, and I know it's quicker than a couple of his Pokemon, and I don't want them to start attacking me before I can do stuff to them. And I was expecting another T-Wave here, and so I switched to my Cofagrigus because really this thing's so slow already. I think this is actually the slowest Pokemon out of all 12 of these Pokemon, and so it being Thunder Wave would not have bothered me at all. Excuse me, but he goes for the Seismic Toss, I think. Anyway, he sends out his Raikou, and I didn't know what he was going to do. I knew he was going to switch, and so I just Calm Mind just to play it safe. But even with +1 special defense, I don't think I have any other special defense investment, and I know he's going to Shadow Ball me, and so I switch out to my Slacking to take that, obviously, because it's not going to affect me in any way, which is really good. And then this kind of made me think that he may have been choiced, since there was no, well, it wouldn't have been Life Orb anyway, but there's no way I could know at this point, but I was a bit worried that he might have been. And so I just go for the EQ, just to play it safe, because if he was Choice Spexed or Choice Scarfed, obviously he's going to have to switch. And I go for the EQ since after seeing the team preview, there's nothing that really can take that too well, apart from his Hitmon top, which gets the Intimidate off as well, which kind of adds up to making it just, not do anything. And I was expecting a close combat here, and so I switch to my Cofagrigus, and again, I know he's going to switch or use Sucker Punch, and so I go for the Calm Mind, so that neither one of them will really do anything to me, and he sends out his Kingdra. And I didn't think there was much this thing could do to me, since they're usually physical attackers, and I'm a bulky Pokemon, and so I just go for the Shadow Ball after he does a Rain Dance. And so I was thinking, yeah, this is actually really good, because now, maybe able to get a 2-hit KO on him, and I get a critical hit, which you'll see in a little bit actually doesn't make any difference. Yeah, and I'm expecting a switch to Chansey, and so I go for the Hidden Power Fighting instead, since I know the Hidden Power Fighting will kill it at that range, and obviously he switched to that so that Shadow Ball wouldn't do anything, but seeing how much damage it did was just ridiculous. It did barely anything, and so I switch in, knowing that a Seismic Toss won't kill me if he goes for the Seismic Toss on that turn, expecting my switch, and he goes for the Wish instead, probably playing it safe. I get the Toxic off, and I know now that a Seismic Toss won't kill me, it'll put me down to 40 HP, and so I can just start roosting on this thing, since I really was kind of relying on it not having any other attacking moves, which it doesn't seem to do. So after leftovers, obviously I'm up to 64 HP. That's irrelevant. I don't know why I said that. Sorry, just trying to fill out these little, long pauses that I sometimes leave. So I roost, and I'm just going to keep roosting, since I know this thing can do 100 damage to me each turn. And, yeah, there's not really much you can do, so I just keep roosting to get back up to full HP, so that if I switch out and then need to switch back in, the Stealth Rocks won't just kill me straight away. And that puts me right back up to full HP after leftovers, because he goes for the Wish this turn, and I was expecting the switch here. This was a huge play for me. Ultimately, it won't make much difference. I probably should have gone for the Ice Beam if I was expecting. I knew he'd switch, I just didn't know what to. I kind of suspected a Kingdra coming in to take all that HP back, but I couldn't remember how much health the Kingdra was on, and I didn't want the Ice Beam not to kill. And so I risked it and I went for the Toxic, which actually worked out really well for me. I probably would have killed if I'd gone for the Ice Beam, but the prediction was solid, I think. Like, I'm happy with the prediction. And again, I expected him to I expected him to Rain Dance on this turn, and so I switched to my Galvantula, thinking to myself, yeah, I'll probably be quicker, and I can just Thunder him, especially with the Rain Dance being up. But no, he uses Outrage, and so I have not once effectively used this Galvantula. It dies every time I switch it in. So I know he's stuck in Outrage. I can take that really well and actually pass on the Mummy ability to him. And this was actually a huge gimmicky part of my team. Excuse me, gimmicky part of the team. That was a misplay. For some reason, I didn't register that that the Outrage had taken the Mummy ability, and so I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'll attack him just to do some damage when he attacks me, because I thought they had taken over turn to give him the Mummy ability. So I was going to go for the attack, but I accidentally clicked Calm Mind. Ultimately, it's not going to make much difference. And I switched to my Slacking, since I know that he's locked into Outrage, and I know now he's going to switch now that he's confused. And so I go for the Pursuit, which some of you probably would have guessed, which gives me the Mummy ability, which gets rid of my Truant ability, which is really good. This is what I was saying before, this is the gimmicky part of the team. I pass on Mummy to things and then take it back with Pursuit on this guy, and then also try and take it with the Archeops. I really like the Archeops. I'm not even sure if that's the right thing to say when you say its name, but it's so frail. Like, there's no real way that I can take the, switch in to take it back, take the ability back, which sucks. But it's still a really good Pokemon, and if it does work, obviously, then it gets rid of its defeatist ability. Anyway, he switches to his Registeel. I EQ, hoping for the kill. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and he gets off the Paralyzation on me. And this Registeel set is actually a Para Flincher, which sucks. As you'll see, he gets a couple of nice little turns for himself to get some health back, but ultimately it doesn't make any difference apart from just doing some more damage to me. So the first turn was a Paralysis. Second turn was a Flinch. The third turn, he just goes for the Seismic Toss, plays it safe. Yeah, not plays it safe, sorry, plays it just kind of not risking it anymore, I guess. Just wants to get as much damage on me as he can. In case obviously the Flinch didn't flinch, not the Flinch, the Iron Head didn't flinch, or the Paralysis didn't kick in, then he'd do less damage. So he just goes for the most damage he can do, and then he sends out a Azumarill, and I was expecting the Superpower on this turn. So I switch into my Cofagrigus to take it. Excuse me, burping. Anyway, but he goes for the Aqua Jet instead. I'm not really sure why. I don't think that would have actually killed my Slacking, and I probably would have finished him off right there if he hadn't have gone for that. But I over-predicted, I guess. Or I guess I predicted correctly, I'm not really sure. Anyway, he loses his huge power ability and actually becomes Mummy, which is really good for me, and I kind of suspected that would happen. Not that would happen, sorry. I expected to live. I'm kind of falling behind of this, what's happening here. I knew that he wouldn't be able to kill me with his second Aqua Jet, and so I rest. And then at this point I switch into my Slacking because, not really sure. We switched at the same turn, I think. That was it. We switched on the same turn, and then he T-bolts me. He gets a critical hit. Pretty sure that didn't matter. Yeah, I don't have much specialty. I know that it's nice, like, Slacking is just an all-around bulky Pokemon. But oh well. So I switched to my Archeops, since at the start of the game, I think it looked like this thing must have been Choice Scarfed, because I didn't take any Life Orb damage, and I didn't regain any leftovers just that turn then, and so I think he was expecting me to be Choice Scarfed. And so I go for an Earthquake, and then he switches to a Azumarill, and I'm expecting the Aqua Jet, which I think will kill me, and so I figured that he must think that I'm Choice Scarfed, because he went for the priority move, which I was kind of expecting. And so I switched to my Cofagrigus. So this was like a big prediction-y part for me. I was trying to really think about it, and I'm hoping that it shows, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say that I was doing. And so we both switched on the same turn again, since I was expecting him to switch back into Raikou. And again, I don't know, because if he was Choice Scarfed, I think I have naturally higher speed. I go for the Earthquake just to play it safe. which is what he was expecting. And this turn, then I go for the Acrobat, and I'm not sure whether he just knew straight away that I had the Flight Jewel, and maybe he's choice specs, and so he would have expected the, me to just be quicker anyway, because maybe this is just a quicker Pokemon, I'm not sure. But I go for the Acrobat, which takes down his Chansey, which is really good, since that thing is just so bulky and annoying. And this turn, again, I make a good prediction. I knew that he wouldn't go for the Aqua Jet, and I just knew he wouldn't, because I've been doing this switch to Pythagoras every turn. And so I'm able to actually finish him off. Well, not finish him off, but take down a huge chunk of his HP. Unfortunately, it doesn't finish it because the Flight Jewel, or the Sky Jewel, whatever it's called, is gone. That was a series of good predictions and good plays, and then here is a bad play. I thought that my Ice Beam would kill it, and it really just doesn't. It does like no damage to him, but I get so lucky and I get the freeze. And he stays in, and I'm able to kind of just recover a little bit and then heal Bell. And what I should have done, really, was switch to my Pythagoras and let that die, because this thing is going to need to be used against Raikou. And I kind of mess up a little bit there, and wind up staying in. I Toxic his Hitmontop as he goes for the Stone Edge, which I was really surprised. I thought this was going to take me out, and I survived, which was really nice. I like Articuno a lot. He's been one of my favourite Pokemons for a long time, and yeah, he actually survives. I was really, really, really pleased. 4 times a week, it lived, so that was really good. And I go for the Ice Beam on this turn. Again, like I shouldn't have even stayed in the first place. And he just plays it safe and goes for close combat. And this turn, I bring out my final Pokemon, but we haven't seen yet, which is my. Don't want to spoil it for you. I'll let you wait and see. Slacking. May have just said it slightly before. Oh well. Anyway. I wasn't expecting this. I go for the Psychic, thinking that he's going to just like close combat me or something, just to get a bunch of damage. And he Toxics me, which really sucks, because I don't want this thing to be statused at all, because obviously I needed to use it against Raikou. And I do take it down with the Psychic, and now he's got Azumarill, which is frozen left, and Raikou. And I knew I'd take one hit from this thing, but I thought it would be a Thunderbolt. And my plan was, survive the Thunderbolt, hope that he doesn't get a crit, and then Psychic him and hope that I do get a crit. Which unfortunately doesn't happen. He Volt changes into Azumarill, which means that my Slowking can no longer take a hit from Raikou, which sucks really bad, and all I've got is this and Pythagoras left. And I know that both of them are going to die, and both of them are slower, so unfortunately, I'm going to spoil it obviously. I mean, I'd say it's pretty obvious that I'm not going to win this game. My team seems very weak to Raikou. I think that I really needed to save Articuno. I think it could have survived a T-Bolt and then got a Toxic off on him, or got, some sort of Ice Beam and again hope for a freeze, something like that. It would have been a, more hacksy set of plays. But yeah, unfortunately, if I switched to Pythagoras instead of staying in with Slowking, then I may have been able to take him out with the Psychic, hoping for, obviously, a critical hit. Anyway, I said that I had an announcement, and that is that, it's not really an announcement, sorry, it's more of just a thing that I want to let everyone know. If you want to battle me, and I know that some people do, I've had a few requests for battles, I am more than happy to battle people. I'm always looking for battles. It's so hard to find them, so I really do welcome every challenge. Even if I get completely destroyed, it doesn't matter to me. But the only thing I would say is send me a message on YouTube. A lot of people have just been saying to me, can we have a battle at some point? And it's like, I don't really know when you're available. I live in England, so I'm between 5 and 8 hours ahead of most people that watch my videos. So all I would say is just, you tell me a time. I'm free all the time, apart from weekends and then evening times. I'm free all day, Monday through Friday, and so I can definitely battle. And then I'm also free at night. So I would say between like the hours of approximately 6 and 10 to 11, 6 and 11 I would say, I'm not free. That's my time, so you'd have to take away 5 to 8 hours depending on you. This is getting really long and I'm coming up to the 15-minute mark, so I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching. Like I said, if you want to battle me, just send me a message with a time that suits you and then your time zone. Give me a time zone so I can work it out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm so sorry for this long video, and I will see you on Friday. Bye!